I will still stand by the fact that I think that Dai deserves better. But I also hope that Shun can be the better that Dai deserves. Hi people, welcome back. If it's your first time, my name is Sally Adewale, and this is This Right There. We're talking about episodes 8 to 10 of The Boyfriend. Do all the right things and let's jump into it. First of all, let me put the record straight. I have nothing against Dai and Shun's relationship. I have everything against Shun. Even in these episodes, when I thought maybe we're making ground, he proved again that he's a problem. Look, I like Shun, and I think he does have a lot going for him. And I know that all he wants in this life is to be loved. But when you keep making it difficult for people, if you keep putting walls up, somebody is going to get tired of breaking them down, and you will be left alone in that cube that you have created for yourself. It's that simple. Do I feel for him? Yes. I hate that he had to go through what he went through. But not everybody is out to get you. And if you're not learning from all your past mistakes, then what are we doing here? Anywho, let's dive on into the episodes, people. Episode 8 starts off with Dai and Iko, and they were just talking about the shift. Dai has basically caught on that Shun acts spoilt and takes him, that's Dai, for granted. Back at home, Shun agonizes to the guys, says that he's now worried about Iko and Dai. So they said, if you're worried, why didn't you raise your hand to work with him for the shift? And he said that he didn't want to work in the coffee store. I get that. Honestly, I didn't even mind that. You know what? Not everybody has to do labor. I understand that. But it's something that could have been said in the moment and just be like, oh, I really want to work the shift, but I really don't want to work in the truck. So you guys have fun and I'll see you when you get back. It's very simple. Communication 101. He could have said that. But he made things unnecessarily complicated with the way he was acting, all spoilt and annoying. Shun annoys me. I said what I said. So Shun does acknowledge on his one-on-one or in his one-on-one interview that he is troublesome, and I appreciated that. The first step is acknowledging it. I really did. Here's the thing, I'm not all about just bashing the guy. Like, if he knows that he has a problem and he has acknowledged that, I like it. Now learn from it. I will still stand by the fact that I think that Dai deserves better, but I also hope that Shun can be the better that Dai deserves. Do you get? Because Dai has chosen Shun, and I want anything that Dai wants for himself. But do I want the best version of that thing that Dai wants for himself? Because Dai is mature, Dai is serious, Dai takes people's feelings into account. Can you say that about Shun? And it's not the I hate Shun show, no. But we have to call out this thing because young people watch this and then they think that that is versions of love that they should aspire to get. And then you have people in relationships getting hands put on them for no goddamn reason, getting people, gaslighting them, getting people ignoring them, all in the name of love. No, that is my thing. When I watch shows like this, I get very into it in the moment because my own reasoning is that there are a lot of single people watching this and saying, is this what love is like? Maybe this is what I should expect for myself. And that is not true. That is not true. Anyways, moving on. Shun then sends Dai a message, and then he apologizes and explains. Iko said that he needs to talk to Kazuto one more time, that he would like to get a straight answer from Kazuto, because there's really not been anything said towards Iko for a bit. Back at home, Shun pulls Dai for a chat. He repeats basically what he sent in the text message, and then he shuts down when Dai said that he could have handled things better. Dai has handled Shun perfectly. If I'm being honest, I feel like Dai was frustrated in the beginning, kind of figured out that this is what it is. This is how Shun is, and has adapted himself to the situation. And he's willing right now to put in the work, but at some point Dai is gonna say enough is enough, right? Shun then chats with Kazuto. I don't think it was Kazuto, I think it was Taehyung. I feel like it was Taehyun, one or the other. And he says that he doesn't think that he needs to apologize, but he feels sorry that he hurt Dai's feelings. And I can appreciate that. Does he necessarily need to apologize? No, I honestly don't think so. But he should um explain explicitly where he's coming from. And if he feels bad that he made Dai feel bad, then he should apologize to Dai for hurting his feelings. It's a specific thing. It's not a general apology, it's a very specific apology. That's what I think. Um Taehyun then it was Taehyun. I don't know why I wrote Kaz. Taehyun then advises him to acknowledge the hurt and apologize to Dai. So Shun goes into the kitchen where Iko and Dai are prepping and he apologizes there. Dai forgives him, obviously. That was all that Dai was waiting for. The boys then sit down and they share coming out stories, and some of them haven't really come out to their parents. It was very heartfelt and wholesome. I really do think that on shows like this, they need to include things like that because it is part of their stories. It is things that people are dealing with currently. It is things that people can connect to and draw emotions from. It was one of my favorite things that they did on His Man too, where they sat down and they talked about, exes, coming out stories, how their parents found out, how their friends reacted. Those things ground people to shows like this, especially knowing fully well that it's an LGBTQ show. There's already so many people who are against it, and they're fighting for their own stance, their own equality, saying we should have the right to love who we love. Tell the stories that will hit the heart. I feel like it's necessary. But they did do that and I like it. They didn't really go in depth. I think it was Taehyun that was asking people how they came out because he hasn't come out to his parents yet and he doesn't really know how he's going to do it. So he was trying to get perspective from all the other guys. Iko then asked Kaz for some one-on-one time. On their way out, Ryota said, I'd also like to talk to Kaz. Iko, Iko directly asked Kaz, like, what are your feelings about me? Kaz says that he has noticed that Iko has two different sides. The side that one the side he shows when he's with just him and the side he shows when he's with other people. But ultimately, I don't even know why he went into all this side story because ultimately he said he was not attracted to him and he nipped that in the bud right there. There is a very calm, steady, there's a calm steadiness about Kazuto that I kind of like. I feel like he's one of those people that when he decides, and that's it. But it takes him a very long time to decide. Ryota then chats with Kaz. Kaz says he's not romantically attracted to him, and I felt so bad for Ryota, man. Like, just poor boy. Just he can't just catch a break on this show. All he wants is love, and it's just not working out for him. The next day, the truck is closed, and there will be a final, excuse me, private date, but it has to be mutual choice. So the first couple, I thought there would be only one, to be honest. First couple ended up being Shin and Dai. Thank the Lord. Second couple was Kaz and Alan. I was surprised about that. And then the third couple was Ryota and Gensei, and I was even more surprised about that. I'm not really sure. I based on Ryota's facial expression when they announced that he and Gensei made a third couple, I really think it was a rebound situation and he was just trying to get Kazuto out of his mind. I don't like that he was using Gensei for that, but it is what it is. On Kaz and Alan's date, Kaz says that he feels at home with Alan. They grill meat and have fun. Alan is so handsome. You know what? Throughout these episodes, every time Alan was on my screen, I just looked at him. I was like, what a handsome boy. If Kaz doesn't like him, someone else will pick him up real quick. He's such, and I know I said that he's a lot and he has to, be delivered in doses. And I think he can be. But for the most part, he's actually very even killed. He gets excited, yes, and I think that's what was happening in the beginning. But I also like that he's himself, regardless of whatever is going on. And I really like that, I appreciate that about Alan. Alan, you are very handsome, and I hope that you find happiness. Honestly. Every time I was like, my gosh, he is striking. Because I never paused to look at Alan before. Kaz did say that he was overwhelmed after the first sleepover. And that was why he pulled back. He needed to take himself out of the situation and look at it from a different perspective. He said that he feels a lot better this time. And then he chose Alan because he wanted to get to know him. Ryota and Gense tells Ryota that he's always wanted a date. Ryota said that he's glad, but his face didn't really mirror that, feeling. Shun and Dai was worried it will not happen. We were all worried, honey bun. Shun opened up about his past relationships, and then Dai says that the person who has challenged him the most is Shun, and that he's also in love with Shun. Shun says that what he wants most is family, and because they were talking about his exes and how they'd gone for a gathering and he'd seen all the family. Shun just wants family. He's an orphan, and I can understand that. In fact, that was my favorite thing about him, the fact that that's what he's looking for. Now, in looking for that, has he opened himself to situations where he's been hurt badly? I think so, which is why he's extra guarded now. But there's a difference between being guarded and then pushing people and testing people. It's the test. Nobody needs to sign up for struggle love in 2024. Nobody needed it in the 1800s. So why do we need it now? Test someone, but you don't have to do it consistently. How far will you push somebody before they say, okay, oh, I'm gone? She'll get here. That's all I'm trying to say. I don't hate Shun. I actually like him. He's the only person that had cute in front of his name the first episode. Have you seen him smile? He's such a handsome, bubbly person. Gosh. I just can't. Anyway, Shun, at night, Shun then joins Dai, and eventually they kiss. I really don't know if they did more than kiss, but the kiss was kind of hot. I'm not gonna lie. I see why people are losing their mind on the internet for that kiss, for sure. The boys then all return home, and Ryota looked sad. He looked like his chest was about to crack out of his heart, alien style, when he saw Kazuto and Alan come back home. Taeyeon and Gense chat and they compare feelings. So Gense was telling Taehyun that he noticed Ryota's face when they all came back and he looked really sad. Like we all did, honey. We all saw the face. Gense is planning to take a step back and figure out his own feelings before talking to Ryota one more time. Taehyun is still scared to tell his parents that he is gay. The next morning, Shun is at it again. He's ignoring Dai, he's being cold, and just being Shun. The shift leader for for the current shift was Gense, and he chose Ryota. He even does Ryota's makeup. He's been saying that he wants to do Ryota's makeup, so he finally got to do it. I don't know if I said this, but I'm sick. 15 minutes in. I didn't say this earlier. I don't think I am sick, and that's why I sound like this, guys. Oh, so back home, the guys want to do something, but Shun says he wants to be alone right now. He doesn't want to be around somebody, and he doesn't say who. And it's just so high school. It's so high school. And I get it. He hasn't really been in healthy relationships in order to understand effective communication with your partner, right? I get it. But if something hasn't been working in the previous relationships, why keep repeating it? If it acts like a duck, it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it's a goose. I'm kidding. It's a fucking duck. Like, seriously. Oh my god. Alan probes. I love Alan. He not let Shun leave. He said, Shun then says that no, he doesn't want to talk about it because it will be a hassle. And then he walks up and leaves. Dai says that he probably offended Shun, but Shun never really communicated to him. But he thinks he knows what happened. Shun had offered him a t-shirt, but Dai didn't want to wear it, so he ended up wearing his own shirt. And then Shun got angry because he didn't wear his t-shirt, which valid. If I bought something for my husband and he doesn't, in fact, he did it, and I've never bought anything for him since then. I bought 2 shirts for him and he said that they were ugly and he never wore them. So I never bought anything for him. This was like 9 years ago, guys. I have never bought anything for him if he wasn't present to approve it first. You get hurt, you get burned, and you realize that it's not worth it. And I just chose my battles. I was like, I would love to surprise you with gifts, but after the hurt, I just can't. So whenever I want to buy something, I run it by him first. It's simple, plain period. You communicate. But communicate. Say, You not wearing my shirt really hurt me the other day because it's a way that I receive love. Explain to your partner, how is Di a mind reader? How is he supposed to know for certain that that is what ticked you off? Anyway, Di says he's the one who has to initiate everything, and he's getting tired of that. That Shun never really comes to him. He has to go and meet him, explain, say sorry, and he's getting tired of that, as he should. Iko then pulls Dai aside and basically says that he's worried that he doesn't like the way Shun is treating him. I'm not sure this was a good move on Iko's part. I really don't know, considering that he makes declarations in the next episode. I'm like, so what was your plan, Iko? I'm very confused as to the steps that you took here. Were you taking these steps because you like Dai, or were you taking these steps because Dai is your buddy friend? Make it make sense. Dai says that he won't give up on Shun until he is worn out. Declarations, people. Dai has chosen his man, whether I like it, he likes it, anybody likes it or not. And because I like Dai, I can respect his choices. I may not like his partner, but I can respect his choices. Iko then chats with Shun and tries to get Shun, to open up a little bit, but Shun doesn't want to talk about it. Iko then says that if you like to talk to Dai with everybody so that they're all there to support, then he's open to do that. I don't really know why you would give him that suggestion in the first place. Iko sets himself up with all these things. So outside, Dai is furious that Iko is talking to Shun, and he's like, why is Iko talking to Shun? Shun agrees to talk to Dai in front of everybody, and I'm like, why? Since he wants to get everybody's opinion on the matter. It's not between all of you, it's between you and Dai. Grow a freaking moving on. Dai is so angry. He talks to when Iko comes to say yes, Shun wants to talk to everybody with Dai. Shun wants to talk to Dai with everybody as witnesses. Dai is angry at Iko and lashes out because he's frustrated at the whole situation. He's frustrated that Iko took it upon himself to go and talk to Shun and then come up with this strategy that was just like not required. Poor Iko was like blindsided though. He didn't expect the fury that came at him. The poor guy. I felt bad for him. I think it was all from a good-ish place, but it was not his place to set that up. Alan excuse me, Alan then goes and talks to Dai, and he basically diffuses Dai, man. Alan is such a good, like, he's an empath. He's just so good at reading the room, feeling what people are feeling, and helping them process it. He tells him that he needs to chat with Dai one-on-one, that the whole group situation is a bad idea in his own opinion. And I agree with Alan. It's a horrible idea. You guys settle your thing, and then if you want other people's opinions, then get it. That's what I've been doing in my marriage, and it's worked for me so far. If I'm telling you a story about something that happened in my marriage, it's been resolved and deaded a long time ago. The only reason why I'm bringing it up is because I can use it as an example. That's how I've always lived my life. If I have a problem with my husband, I'm not talking to my girlfriends about it. I'm talking to my husband about it. And then when I settle it with my husband, when he's dead, I can go and chat with my girlfriends about it. Dai then talks to Shun. He says that he basically tells Shun, don't take me for granted. And I loved it. I was so happy because honestly, even though I'm not on board for it, I think Dai is the perfect balance for Shun, because he will call Shun out and he will set healthy boundaries. And hopefully Shun, becomes a better person for being with Dai. That's what I'm hoping. Looking at Shun, I do feel bad for him though. Like I felt everything that he was feeling sitting there. I felt the abandonment. I felt the brokenness from all his previous relationships. I felt his heartbreak. I felt his sadness. I felt his fear. I think that was the thing that I felt the most, the fear. He was scared to open up his heart, but he was also scared to lose Dai. I felt all of that just looking at the poor boy. And I do feel for him. But learn. That's all I'm saying. Learn. If you've been doing something and it's not working, change what you're doing. Change it. Oh, I wrote down he's so lucky it's Dai. He is so lucky because Dai has been so patient with him on this show. So patient. So understanding. So willing. He's so lucky that it's Dai. And that's why I said that it's a good thing for Shun that it's Dai that likes him. Dai said they did resolve everything, and then Shun was like, "What if it happens again?" Dai said, "I won't let you do that again." Boundary set, and I love that for them. Gensei then tells Ryota about his early confusion, thinking that Ryota liked him, and that he had feelings. That it was a good confusion because it led to his feelings for Ryota, you know, blossoming. And then he announces that he is leaving the house today. He then tells the rest of the guys, and they all tear up. I think he left because he knew that Ryota was never going to fall for him. And why sit down there and wallow the way Ryota is sitting down there and getting heartbroken over Kazuto that is never going to look at him? So I think Gensei chose himself, and I love that for Gensei. I respect it. Honestly, 100%. The next day, Iko is shift leader and he chose Dai. He said mostly he chose Dai to apologize to him, but that he also wanted to express his feelings for Dai. So he's always been interested in Dai, but because of the whole Shun situation, he moved his affection or his attention to Kazuto. And then when Kazuto shut him down, he came back to the OG because he thought that maybe with the way, I think his mindset, I don't know, he doesn't say, but I think in his mindset, it's like, Shun is not treating him properly. I could do better. So he has all this. He wrote this letter and he read it out for him in asterisk. I put wrong tree, backing up the wrong tree. Love Dai. See, if nothing else, you know that Dai is a loyal person because Dai shut it. He didn't even say, "I'm going to go sit on my feelings and think about it." He shut it down there. He said, "What I have with Shun right now is what I want to focus on," and I can respect a man, a 23-year-old young man. I almost said boy, but he has not acted like a boy one bit throughout this entire series, and I love and respect that. Poor Iko is two for two, man. Literally came here to find a boyfriend, left single. So sad. Next shift, Kazuto was the shift leader and he chose Alan. Ryota was so sad, but he still makes lunch because he still wants to show he doesn't want to leave with any regrets. Everybody has been leaving without regrets, so he doesn't want to leave with any regrets. He made lunch for them and gave it to them on their way in the pouring rain too. Sad baby. I felt so bad for him. Kazuto tells Alan that he's still sorting his feelings and but doesn't really say anything. Oh, sorry, this was the place where Alan looked really sad because he didn't hear what he wanted to hear from the guy that he liked, but it wasn't also a shutdown either. It was kind of like Kazuto kind of left him in limbo for a long time, and I felt really bad for Alan. Last shift for the coffee truck. Shun is shift leader and he chose Dai. Finally. All the guys then come to surprise them for their last shift. They take pictures, they hang out, they laugh. Then they get an alert that there will be a final dinner and they need to dress up. They all look fantastic. They look really nice. They leave. Next day, they leave one at a time. I think it started with Taehyun and they each packed their loads and left one at a time. Ryota talks with Kaz one last time. He shot his shot. I don't know why, because Kaz literally gave him an answer like 2 episodes ago, but he shot his shot anyway and said, "Will you leave the house with me?" Kazuto said, "Nope." Shun then pulls Dai, broke down his feelings. He was very honest from day one, how he wasn't attracted to anybody. He didn't really like their date. Like, he was honest. And I respect it. Like, I literally do like him as a person, just not in relationships. It's a weird thing to say, people, but this is how I feel. Then he says that he loves Dai. He finished that up with, how things changed. Him taking a step back, help him look at the picture, brother, and analyze things clearer, and that he loves Dai. Dai says he loves him right back. And of course, they kiss. I put down here that Shun stepped up because Shun was the one that initiated all of that. And I can understand now why people are rooting for their relationship. But here's the thing though. Unless I think they should get couples therapy so that Shun learns how to process things properly. Because I think Dai is a catch. And if Shun messes that up, he is going to regret it for the rest of his life. For the rest of his life. Dai is a serious catch. I would not mess that up if I was Shun. So whatever I need to do to make sure that I hold on to this fine ass man, I will, But he did step up and I respect him for that. I will give props where props are due. You guys know I come for everybody and I come for nobody. Even if I like you, if you're messing up, I'll call it out. That's just the truth. Kaz and Alan are left alone. They were the final people in the house. And Kaz says that he wants to give dating a shot and that he would like to continue the relationship with Alan. And Alan says yes. I was hopeful. I was hopeful, but I really don't know because I did watch that reunion that they did 7 months after where the cast came and watched the first 3 episodes. I do think that Dai and Shun are still together. I think they are. They seemed not together at first, but they were very close, touchy. Shun was smiling more. You could just tell that Shun was a different person from when he did the show, and I feel like that's the influence of Dai on him. I want to believe that that is the influence of Dai on him, but I don't think Kaz and Alan are still together. I don't think so. I like the show. I like it, especially for season one. Now shows like this, we may never see a second season, guys. I'm still waiting for Love Deadline to be announced again. I don't think that we're getting a new season for them. But I really did enjoy the show and I like the cast. I think the inclusion of Alan was a huge thing. He was such a burst of sunshine in that house and he helped balance the dynamic a little bit. Otherwise, it would have been it would have been stiff. Not gonna lie, it would have been stiff. I mean, Dai is also very bubbly and he kind of, he kind of says what he wants or says what he feels. But I think Alan's happy go lucky burst of energy was what was needed in that house. I loved it. I loved it. I love the guys, and I hope that Shun and Dai make it because that's what Dai wants, and I want what Dai wants for Dai. Like I said, I think Dai deserves better, but I hope that Shun becomes the better that Dai deserves. It's the best way that I can put it. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the series so far. I do like these reviews. I get to really go in depth and talk about how I'm feeling about each individual person and all my thoughts. So I really do. I really am enjoying the reviews. I hope you guys are too. Thank you so much for coming along with me. Make sure you check out all my socials and check out Patreon. We have fun there. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.